Day 26 reflections. Today I'm sharing something. It's very, very important. Please listen. And if you want to go back to the video and listen again. How to get rid of unbelief. There are four things I'll start with. You have to start recognizing what is feeding your unbelief. And you need to shut off those sources of doubt and fear. You need to do what Jesus did. Eject people with unbelief or things with unbelief. Fourth, you need to be intentional about your spiritual atmosphere. Identify your main sources of negative input. Which social media or which TV channel or newspaper, who in your family or friend circle often or always bring you negative stuff. Do you yourself Google a lot about your disease or problem, much more than you search the scriptures? Shut off these sources methodically and without mercy. That might mean turning off certain shows on TV or social media. It might mean leaving a church that teaches against the power of God. It might mean limiting the voices, even if they are some close family members or friends in your life who constantly speak of death, fear, and limitation. You see, the disciples struggled with unbelief. In Matthew 17, the disciples were unable to cast out a demon out of a boy. Jesus and three of the disciples had just come down from the Mount of Transfiguration, and a man came to Jesus saying, I brought my son to your disciples, but they could not cure him. Jesus rebuked the devil, and the boy was cured. But afterward, the disciples came to Jesus privately and asked, why could we not cast him out? Jesus answered in Matthew 17:20, because of your unbelief. Jesus continued, for assuredly I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. He didn't say the problem was little faith. He said, even mustard seed sized faith can move mountains. The problem was not the size of their faith, it was the presence of unbelief. This boy in Matthew 17 had seizures. That's a terrifying thing to witness. And the disciples probably had faith when they first began to pray. But when they saw the physical manifestations of this boy in seizure, their five physical carnal senses overruled their spiritual authority. They were more moved by what they saw than what they believed. That is unbelief. Verse 21, Jesus goes on to say, however, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. What kind is Jesus talking about here? Many translations translated poorly. It is not a specific kind of demon, but a kind of unbelief. You see, there is no demon that will not respond to the name of Jesus when spoken in faith. Prayer and fasting don't empower you to cast out stronger demons. What prayer and fasting do is to empower you to overcome your unbelief. This kind of unbelief doesn't leave just because you hear the truth once. This unbelief leaves when you begin to deny the flesh, shut down your senses, and focus your attention fully on God. That is what prayer and fasting are for. They don't move God, but they move you. The prayer and fasting shift your attention away from what you see, what you feel, what you touch, what you experience in the natural, and prayer and fasting bring you into alignment with what is true in the spiritual realm. You can have faith and unbelief operating at the same time. And when unbelief counters your faith, nothing happens. They just pull each other out. Prayer and fasting focus, and they focus and retrain your senses to respond to the spirit, not to the flesh. It is not about getting more faith, it is about dealing with what you're counteracting, that is casting out unbelief. You may have enough faith to raise the dead, but you also have enough unbelief to stop it. So start subtracting unbelief and watch what your mustard seed faith will do. Amen.